Okay, so AI is literally everywhere, right? But let's be honest, all the terms get super confusing. Model, assistant, agent, what's actually the difference? We're going to break it all down and build a super clear map of how this whole architecture of intelligence really works.
All right, let's just jump right in with a question for you. You use tools like ChatGPT and Gemini all the time, but that thing you're talking to, is it really an AI model? Just think about that for a second. And the answer, you might be surprised, is just no. It's not. See, you're not actually talking directly to the model. You're talking to something else, an AI assistant. And getting that one difference right is the key to, well, understanding everything else. So, here's probably the best way to think about it. The app versus the brain. One is the thing you see and interact with, and the other is the engine doing all the heavy lifting behind the curtain. It really just boils down to this. What you're interacting with, the thing you see on your screen, that's the AI assistant. It's the user interface. But all the real thinking, the raw intelligence, that's happening in the background. And that's coming from the AI model. So yeah, you talk to the assistant, but it's the model that's actually coming up with the answers.
Okay, this chart makes it super clear. Down at the bottom, you've got the foundation, the AI model, something like GPT-4. That's the actual brain, the neural network itself. Then layered on top of that is the AI assistant, the app you actually use, like ChatGPT. It's basically the product that lets you access the brain.
And you see this with all the big tools you're probably using. When you fire up ChatGPT, that app is your front door to a whole family of models like GPT-4 or the newer GPT-4o. Same thing with the Gemini app. It's the friendly interface that connects you to Google's powerful models like Gemini 1.5 Pro.
Right, so this is bigger than just OpenAI or Google. We're talking about a whole ecosystem of these models, and how they all connect is, well, it's pretty fascinating. So that brings up a really good question. Where does something like Microsoft Copilot fit into all this? You see it everywhere now, integrated into everything, but is it its own brain?
And surprise, surprise, the answer is no, not really. Copilot is another one of these super advanced assistants. It's an interface. But what's really interesting is that it's a bit of a chameleon. It mostly runs on OpenAI's powerful GPT models, but it can also tap into Microsoft's own models and even models from other companies. It's a product that cleverly uses brains built by lots of different people. And this pretty much gives you a who's who of the big players making these models. You've got OpenAI with their GPT family, Google building Gemini, Anthropic is behind Claude, and of course Meta with Llama. These are the companies that are actually architecting the brains that power pretty much everything we use.
Okay, so where did all these different brains even come from? Did they all start from some single original source code?
Well, not exactly. There isn't one single original model, but there is an original idea. An idea that kicked off this whole revolution. And it all started with this one, now famous, research paper from Google back in 2017 called Attention is All You Need. This paper, this was the spark. What that paper did was introduce this totally new concept called the transformer architecture. And that became the fundamental blueprint, the foundation, for almost every major AI model out there today, from GPT to Gemini. It's kind of like they're all different skyscrapers, but they're all built using the same revolutionary architectural principles. All right, so we've nailed down models and assistants. Now let's talk about the next step in the evolution, because this is where things start to get active. Let's meet AI agents. So what's the big difference here? It's pretty simple, actually. An assistant talks to you. It gives you information. An agent, on the other hand, takes that information and actually does something with it. It's not just a conversationalist, it's a worker. Let's make this real with a quick example. Think about a customer service agent. You ask it a question, but instead of just answering based on what it knows, it can actually go do stuff. It can search a company database for your order status, use its brain, the model, to write a custom reply, and then, and this is the key part, it can actually send the email. It's a chain of actions, not just a single answer. So you can basically think of an AI agent as a formula. You take an AI model, that's the brain, you give it access to tools like the internet or a calendar or a database, and then you give it a set of instructions or a goal to achieve. Put those three things together, and bam, you've got an AI agent. Okay, we have covered a ton of ground. So let's pull all these different pieces together into one final, complete map of the AI world. I love this analogy because it just makes everything click into place. Think of it like this. The AI model, that's the brain, the raw intelligence. The AI assistant, that's the mouth,
the part that talks to you. And the AI agent, those are the hands, the part that actually goes out and gets things done. Brain, mouth, hands. Simple, right? And this is the whole story, from start to finish. It all begins with a research breakthrough, right? Like that transformer paper. That breakthrough lets companies build models. Those models get packaged into products we call assistants. Then we can give those assistants tools and goals, and they become agents. And what comes out at the very end? The outputs we see, all the text, the code, the images that show up on our screens.
So when you boil it all down, the big takeaway is this. We started out with systems that could talk, and now we're building systems that can act. Assistants give us answers, agents take action. And that really just leaves us with one massive question, doesn't it? Are we ready for what comes next?